Strap on those cowboy boots and take notice as the Chevrolet Silverado goes head to head with the Ram 1500 in our 5-category comparison. Hello and welcome to our Truck Fest. I'm the host, Alistair Weaver, and I'm joined by two alpha males of the old school. Jay Kavanagh is riding out for the Silverado, while Mike Monticello is saddling up for the Ram. Enough of these tortured metaphors, let's move on to the first category, performance. Mike, tell us about the Ram.
Well, the new Ram is the best handling half-ton pickup. Why? Precise steering and standard coil spring mirror suspension versus your traditional leaf spring. It was about 3 miles per hour quicker through the slalom than the Silverado. And let's talk base engines. The Ram's 3.6 V6 makes 305 horsepower. The Silverado's larger 4.3 V6 only makes 285. The Ram has 8-speed automatic transmissions across the line except for the very base tradesman model. Silverado only has a 6-speed automatic. The Ram has a diesel option. Silverado does not. And Jay, can you say this? That thing got a Hemi?
But Mike, the Hemi doesn't matter when the Silverado offers an available 420 horsepower 6.2 liter V8, which the Hemi can't even touch. It's the most powerful engine available in any full-size pickup. And in the real world, the Silverado is actually a tidier handler than the Ram with its sharper steering. And again, let's talk about truck performance, actual trucky stuff like payload, towing, and bed size. The Silverado beats the Ram in all 3 of those categories. Boom.
Well, this is a tough call, but for me it's first blood to the Silverado. 1 point. Moving on to comfort. Jay, would you swap your horse for a Silverado?
You bet. Now Mike's going to tell you all about how the Ram has the best ride of any full-size pickup, and he's probably right. But the Silverado is a very, very close second in ride comfort. It's a very comfortable truck, it's very quiet, and it's got some things that the Ram just can't compete with. For example, the Silverado has a lower step-in height, and for people that use their truck every day, this is an important feature. Also, every Silverado comes with a corner step feature in the rear bumper, which makes bed access so much easier.
This category is all about the Ram's standard coil spring mirror suspension. And what's more, you can order air springs if you want for an even more plush ride. You can't do that with the Silverado. Both trucks have excellent seats, but the Rams have a little more padding so they soak up bumps even better. And the Ram is really quiet inside, especially the EcoDiesel V6.
So for its more sophisticated suspension and its more comfortable seats, my vote goes to the 1500. Well done, Ram. So Mike, while you're on a roll, can you also make a case for the Ram's interior?
The switchgear and touchscreen controls in this truck are large and easy to understand, and the controls in general are much nicer than the Silverados. They work better. This is the best interior of any half-ton pickup. The steering wheel buttons are a little small, but there's a whole bunch of data at your fingertips. And with the crew cab models, there's full-size accommodations in the rear. In the Ram, everyone's a winner no matter where you're sitting. And in terms of ingenuity, I really like the hidden storage wells underneath the rear seats.
Well, the Silverado has big, wide seats that offer all-day driving comfort, and the switchgear in the cabin is logically laid out. There are big, chunky switches and controls, and a MyLink touchscreen. And also, Mike, what are you putting in those storage compartments in the back of the Ram anyway?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Now, there's no denying that the interior of trucks has come on hugely from their utilitarian roots, but for me it's the Ram that just shades it. Jay, these vehicles are working tools and value really matters. So is the Silverado shooting from the hip?
Well, the Silverado offers legitimate value, and speaking of working tools, my friend over here might be in that category. But anyway, the Ram really does have a ridiculously efficient diesel, and the Silverado doesn't. But the Ram's diesel is also a very expensive option. Mike, let's compare base V8s, which is going to be the bread and butter in this segment. You're going to see more trucks equipped with the V8 than any other engine, and when you do that, you'll see that the Silverado edges the Ram by 2 mpg, which means a lot in a full-size truck because it's a big percentage of the total fuel economy. Also, the Silverado has a 5-star overall crash rating. The Ram, only 4 stars.
A working tool maybe, but a hard-working tool at that, Jay.
That you are.
There's lots of ways you can look at value, and the Ram's interior feels more premium than the Silverado's for similar money. And then let's look at features. 8-speed automatic transmission, coil spring rear suspension, lockable tailgate via the remote, and then you've got your diesel and air spring options. And what about fuel mileage? We actually have a long-term EcoDiesel V6, and it's been averaging 22.6 miles per gallon, which is huge for a truck of this size.
Now there's merits in both and not a huge amount to choose between them, but I reckon the Silverado just nicks it. The scores are tied 2-2. The final category is fun to drive, a genre not normally associated with the truck. But Mike, does the Ram make you smile?
Well, you're right, Alistair. I mean, trucks really aren't that fun to drive other than a Ford Raptor. But the
Which
Ram
is pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, the Raptor is pretty awesome. But the Ram is enjoyable to drive thanks to its suspension and supple automatic transmission. And the diesel has awesome low-end torque. And what the Ram also has going for it is big rig styling. I mean, it really looks like an 18-wheeler. And guys like their trucks to look tough.
But guys also want their trucks to be capable, and you're right, trucks aren't about fun to driveness. It all comes down to capability and comfort, and the Silverado has very nearly the same comfort as the Ram, but offers more trucky capability. That makes it better.
Well, I'll give you that, except for my own research, which I have no data to show, says that most people drive their trucks on a daily basis more like cars, and so for that reason the Ram is actually better because it drives nicer.
I got nothing to say to that because you're actually right.
I'm going to cut in and end this madness. Now, the Ram might not be a Raptor, but in this contest it is marginally more fun. The Ram has 3 points and the Silverado a miserable 2. Well, that's what the man in the pink shirt thinks. Tell us, what do you think? Would you have the Ram or the Chevy Silverado? Click here for full reviews of both the Silverado and the Ram, and subscribe to the Edmunds channel for all the latest videos.